Well,
Wow.
Companion 2025. What'd you think? Pros?
I liked, it reminded me of like a Black Mirror episode, which I did enjoy.
It was very Black Mirror. I am so thankful going into it not knowing anything about it.
Yeah.
Because when the movie starts, you think it's going one way. I didn't know. No spoilers.
Spoilers.
They're robots.
But also like when you leaned in and you're like, why was her lip twitching? Like, and like when, at their meet cute.
Yeah.
Like before she smiled and like the way she was walking was very robotic.
Was her walking robotic? I didn't even really think about that.
I was thinking she was either heavily knock-kneed or something was weird.
Yeah, the lip twitch thing. I don't know if that's just that actress though.
No, that was purposeful.
It was? Okay. Good, because that was annoying. I would say a pro is that the movie, I think, was a really nice mix of like fun and not taking itself like super seriously, but also like posing like a very realistic, like that was a super plausible movie.
Yes, I agree. Oop, I hit the mic.
You're good.
I was gonna say, I also like how they had both a male robot and the female robot, and our main character abused them both in a way. I feel like if it would have just been like the female version, it almost would have been too much like violence against women for me.
Oh, interesting.
Of like,
yeah.
you know, these like, you know, it can be boy or girl, but like I'm thinking like it would predominantly be women in my mind. You know, the appeal would be, and just having that world like, so I don't know. I like that they introduced the gay male couple.
Yeah, that was a twist. I was not expecting that. But I agree that it did help balance it out. And it just, it helped, I think, as the audience, us better understand how the robots work.
Yeah.
Because I still think with AI and robots, like in the world, it's still like fairly new where we are still struggling with separating like humanness from robots.
Yeah.
Like we do feel for them still. And you could tell that, you know, with this movie taking place sometime in the future, you know, with the self-driving cars and everything too, like humans evolved at that point to, not evolved, but like adapted to treating robots and being able to separate that wall of emotion when they need to.
So I think that's interesting. And I think I like, yes, but I feel like that was like a warning against it. Because these like robots, like I was telling you, they're programmed not to hurt anyone, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, like Sergio could have done whatever he wanted to her because she was not able to defend herself if she hadn't been rewired. Where these robots are not granted human rights. Zero human rights.
But should they?
But they're showing that they feel pain, that they feel empathy.
But it's all programming. It's like, are they really feeling it?
But yes. Like you can't, you would think it was right for what Sergio to do what he would do.
Not to a real woman. Not to a real woman.
To a robot.
Does the robot, if it has sentience, then that'd be wrong. But I don't think it has sentience. It's programmed. And this is exactly what I'm saying. We're like right now in this day and age, 2025, you're still seeing robot as human-like. But again, they are at the point where it's like...
I felt like that was the warning in this movie of like when we don't treat these robots like they do have a brain of their own, like they are, because yes, we programmed them to have it.
Yeah, exactly. It's program. It's just a computer programming. They're not choosing to feel that way. They're not. You're still stuck in 2025, baby. They're in 2045.
So what you're saying is you would have been okay with that scene playing out?
No,
I
personally, I would have a hard time detaching the human nature from it, but I would not say objectively it's wrong. But I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like seeing that. I would hate seeing that because I'd be like, they're too human-like, even though knowing, Chris, it's not a human. Chris, it's not an animal of any sort. It's not having a subjective experience.
So you would grant
you
would grant animals more rights over than the robots in those movies.
I think from a moral standpoint, yes.
That's awful.
Why is that awful? I didn't realize this was going to turn into this conversation. And again, I think it's I totally see what you're saying, but I think you are failing to see that they're not.
No, but I feel like that was the warning of that whole movie of like, we're playing God with these robots. We're programming them. And that was what he kept saying. You're programmed to feel it. You're programmed to feel it. And she just kept having to prove and trying to prove that she felt everything, that she had real lived in experiences. Even if her memories were fake, they were still her memories.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like that movie was a warning to that mindset.
I guess
if you can do, like, they even brought up the comment of like, men are doing whatever they want. They have some as slaves down in basements. They have some here.
Yeah.
And in the movie, they were not granted any human rights. So you can do it as long as we check in it's a robot.
Yeah. I know. I still would feel weird about it because I would have a hard time detaching the humanness of that. I would be like, it doesn't feel right. But I think if I put emotions aside and said, again, what is happening here? A software programming to feel this way. I think it would only be fair from an objective standpoint to say, yeah, it's like, that's not real sentience. But if we decided that was real sentience though, then I would totally agree with you.
But I decided if it was real sentience.
Yeah, that the robots, like a programming emotions counts as sentience, then I would agree with you. But I don't think it's counting as that. So you were okay
with like the scene of like her like burning herself? Like that would be something you'd be okay with doing?
No. And again, because I would have a hard time detaching the human-like elements. And so I would not want to see it because it would bother me.
But you'd be like, I can walk away and you can keep doing it. Like you would be
like, if it was someone with their own robot that I wasn't associated with, I think they're not causing any moral harm unless that causes them to do more bad things to real people or real like sentient beings. Mm-hmm. But if it was like one of my friends doing that, I would feel weird being associated with that friend because again, even though they are not sentient, I would feel like, why are you like? I feel like you'd have to still be a little screwed up to do those things.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So we agree?
We definitely do not agree. And I reject all of your statements.
Every statement?
Cheers.
No way. I think also
I liked that I thought it was trying to give a warning and a message to your mindset.
You're making it seem like I'm evil. I'm not evil.
No, but
I would never do that to a robot.
But I think that mindset of like, yeah, they're like viewing that as even as she was trying to prove that she's capable of feeling and thoughts, to reject it.
But she's not. She's capable because she was programmed to be capable.
Yeah, but you're saying like you're okay with other people inflicting harm on her.
She's not. They're not. It's not. It's not a person.
Okay, we're not going to agree.
Okay, all right. We don't have to worry. Let's cross this bridge when we actually have the robots. All right? When we get them, we'll talk and we'll really hash it out. And I'll probably change my mind. But we'll cross that road when we get there. Mm-hmm. For now, it's all make believe.
Pros. I like the message of the movie.
I think that's a genre too that would be fun for most people. Like I think most people would enjoy going to see that movie.
I agree.
Because it had a nice element of a little suspense, but comedy in there too. And it's a cool concept. Mm-hmm. And like I said, like a very plausible concept. But I will say, I was hoping for something a little more dark and scary.
I was too.
Just a little more dark and scary.
I think it verged. I think some of the humor worked for me. But it did start crossing, not that it wasn't unfunny, but it did start crossing to a point where I'm like, we are no longer in a horror genre.
Yeah, but
like it crossed it a little too far.
What is this classified as a horror movie? I don't think it is.
Maybe not.
If you look at that like IMDb
it
genre,
seems like a drama thriller, but I guess I went into it thinking it was going to be more like a Barbarian movie where that was absolutely horror and thrilling.
Definitely.
But there were some comedy aspects to it. Like Justin Long's character made me laugh so much in that movie.
Yeah, that was a fun movie. It was a good time. But yeah, I would almost say like almost.
It almost went too far.
It wasn't suspenseful enough.
Yes. Sorry, it went too far into like the comedy for me.
But the ride was fun still. It was still fun, but I wasn't like what's gonna happen?
Oh.
It was kind of like, oh, what's going on? I wonder what's gonna happen next. Oh, interesting. What's gonna happen next?
Yeah, and also
Which wasn't unenjoyable.
I thought the boyfriend like toward like, and I know like as we were finding things out, I was just like
The big boyfriend.
no, the like Dennis Quaid's.
Yeah.
He was very insufferable at the end. Like, just some.
Well, he played a good character for that.
Yeah,
he was not a good guy, for sure. He was not a good guy.
But
I can agree with you on that.
I did like that, like, unraveling of him as, like, oh, he's, like, this dorky, kind of cute, like, charming guy. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, no, has no
driven
respect
by greed.
for anyone. Yeah, driven by
yeah.
greed. Like, thinks he deserves things by doing nothing in the world.
Yeah.
Like, he became really insufferable.
You know what I will say about the robot thing? I will say how somebody treats a robot, I think, shows a lot about how they would treat humans too.
Okay. That I will take.
Yeah.
Because I think that is where I am going with that. Where, like, if you can do that to a robot or you can turn your back on it, to me, it's very similar.
Yeah, when you can, because you can feel the humanness, even if you can say objectively it's programmed, you can still feel the humanness. And so if you push against that, you're pushing against being a good person. I agree.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. We can agree on that. Yes.
Fantastic.
I get very passionate about, I think, like violence against women or like
robot.
Just kidding. But like, like sexual assault, even if it's on a robot, like that type of stuff.
It feels weird. Yeah, no, it feels weird. It feels weird because there's a humanness to it. I agree. But would it hold up in a court of law? I don't know.
But
that's what I mean. Would it hold up in a court of law?
No, but we're not talking about whether someone would get.
I wasn't actually asking that. I was just saying like more rhetorically. Like, like I just. But I'm just saying
like that doesn't. If someone gets prosecuted or not, doesn't mean that it shouldn't be what we are declaring as.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is like, oh yeah, I think, but they would decide that based on the objective nature of it.
But I mean, but that's what that movie. That's that world that movie lived in. Of like, courts wouldn't. They don't give robots human access. So no, it wouldn't be a crime or anything.
Yeah. Damn. So should people go see it?
Yeah. I think I wanted to love it more than I did.
Same, dude. Same. It was still fun.
There was something missing about it. There was something that left me wanting more. Is all I can say.
I think I just need a little more dark and gritty.
I think I needed it a little.
I think when I saw a preview of her arm on fire and just being like, "What is this twisted, freaking like effed up movie?" Yes. And there was definitely some elements of that, but it didn't as far. I don't think as far as what we were expecting.
No, and like when she came in the house and her like face was full bloodied, I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get like
crazy horror.
We're gonna get crazy," and it just kind of like stopped from there.
Some of those kill scenes were pretty cool.
The kill scenes were cool.
It just wasn't. We just wanted a little more.
Through the entire and even just I just wanted a little more.
Yeah. Well. Till the next movie.
Oh, you got to give it a rating.
3.5 stars. 3.5.
3.5 as well.
Damn.
I had fun with it, but I'm not going to really be like thinking about this movie.
Nah. You might maybe. Yeah, probably not.
I did find it funny though how like he made her intelligence like to 40%, knowing that it was probably just he wanted it to be under his. So like he had to make hers like very.
Yeah, that was quirky.
Yeah.
Cool. Well.
Till next movie.
Till next movie.